Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching OneMindSyndicate. Today we continue talking about the Space Wolves as we get into the Thunderwolf Cavalry. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. If you have any suggestions, comment down below. And if you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's because of them that we can create these videos. Link in the description if you want to support as well. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Thunderwolf Cavalry. The legendary Thunderwolves dwell amongst the remote polar crags of northern Ozaheim, making their lairs within the fabled mountains of the Maelstrom. Many Fenrisians venerate the Thunderwolf as a spirit totem, for the mighty beast is undoubtedly the apex predator in its domain. Only the Space Wolves have the constitution to hunt them in their frozen realm. The perpetual ice storms would flay the skins of any lesser creature in ours. There are several known instances of senior Space Wolves tracking down and breaking in Thunderwolves. This practice, thought to be an initiation ritual into the upper echelons of the Wolf Guard, has given rise to the legendary Thunderwolf Cavalry, a small but elite within the ranks of the Wolf Guard, who remain absent from any official Imperial records. The Thunderwolf Cavalry is a closely guarded secret by the Space Wolves. Thunderwolves are giant Fenrisian wolves that stand about the height of a Terran rhinoceros and are used as mounts by the most elite members of the Wolf Guard. These great beasts are near mythical, and they are augmented by the chapter's Iron Priest with adamantium jaws, Imperial bionics, and back-jointed metal limbs that end in razor-sharp blades. The havoc that these creatures are capable of creating is said to be startling to even the hardened veterans of the Adeptus Astartes. Though there exists a high-caliber vid capture of a trio of Space Wolf cavalry riding into battle against a large mob of armored orcs, the Space Wolves deny the practice of riding beasts to war. Yet rumors abound across the Fenris sector about the glorious charge of the Thunderwolf Cavalry, and the reason the Space Wolves continue to deny the practice of riding these beasts to war is because they are technically semi-sentient Xenos in the Imperium's eyes. One of the most renowned Thunderwolf riders was Canis Wolfborn. Canis Wolfborn is a legendary space marine of the Space Wolves chapter. He is a warrior who is more at home in the company of wolves than with men. Astarte legends tell how Canis Wolfborn was raised amongst the Fenrisian wolves, learning to hunt and fight alongside them. They recount how he overpowered Jorek the Giant, a great warlord in the tribes of Fenris, who was chosen by the wolf priests themselves. During Jorek's lone hunt, he tracked a pack of large Fenrisian wolves to a fissure in the Bladed Mountains, and laid in wait on top of their cave. As he was about to pounce upon what he believed to be the alpha male of the pack, a long-limbed human slammed into him, pushing him over the edge of the cave into a circle of wolves below. The giant was able to see the fleeting impression of wild eyes, blood-covered fingernails, and matted hair before he was thoroughly beaten into unconsciousness. Jorek eventually returned to the Fang, but not in the manner that he hoped. He was dragged by his heel across the wastelands by Canis, who had tracked his footprints all the way back to the fortress monastery. More peculiar still, the savage had an entire family of gigantic Fenrisian wolves in tow. Canis and his pack reached the gates of the Fang and gave such a great howling that the Wolf Lord, Harold Deathwolf, came to investigate. After several failed attempts to communicate, Harold met Canis' eyes and growled a challenge. The resulting duel was far more close-fought than Harold expected it to be, with each combatant pushed to their limits of their strength. But eventually, Canis agreed that he had finally come up against a great predator, more so than himself, and bared his throat to Harold. Though the Wolf Lord bested Canis in the fight, he saw in this savage and feral youth a kindred spirit. Since then, Canis has risen to the birthright of a Space Wolf, and Harold's personal champion. The wolf priest theorized that Canis was lost in a snowstorm as an infant, abandoned after his nomadic tribes were killed in the wastes, and raised as the whelp by a brooding she-wolf, in whose lair the young Canis sought shelter. Riding atop the monstrous bulk of a Thunderwolf, Canis is a whirlwind of feral rage, a frenzied killing machine capable of hacking apart entire squads of enemies in a welter of blood and gore. What the crushing teeth and claws of his ferocious mount can do to kill, Canis himself can dispatch with sweeps of his deadly wolf claws. It is well known that Canis enters a terrible frenzy when in battle, and his feral rage has seen the Deathwolf champion fight his way clear many times after being seemingly hopelessly surrounded by foes. Canis' lupin companion often follows him to battle to join the bloodshed, ripping and tearing at any attempts to harm his alpha leader, and spurred to even greater savagery by his preternatural prowess. His Wolfguard companions joke that Canis was taken in as a cub because he was hairy and smelled like a wet dog's backside, but underneath these jokes, all respect the Fang Rider. His steel and courage are beyond question, and wolves, great and small, instinctively obey his commands. Even the largest Thunderwolves will avert its eyes from Canis' gaze. Canis has courage and strength beyond measure, and despite his feral nature, all are honored to call him a battle brother. And those were 40 facts on the Thunderwolf Cavalry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There is a theory out there, and we're going to talk about it later in a different video, but the theory is that the Thunderwolves are actually Space Marines that have turned into wolves because of the Canis Helix genetic flaw within the Space Wolves chapter. It's something that we're going to cover in another video when we talk about the Fenrisian wolves. And at first it sounds like just rubbish, but when you actually look into the theory, there have been there is some support for this theory within the actual books and within the actual lore, which is pretty interesting. And remember, it's the Fenrisian wolves and the Thunderwolves, and they're separate. So we're talking about the Thunderwolves being Space Marines, not just all Fenrisian wolves. I found it very interesting that the Space Wolves have to hide the fact that they ride Thunderwolves into battle, considering that there's Rough Riders out there. Like Rough Rider regiments or Imperial Guard regiments that have the guardsmen riding into battle on top of like lizards or whatever's native to the world, and that's seen as weird. But the Thunderwolf is not okay. It's kind of interesting. So more videos on this topic to come. If you guys have any suggestions, comment down below. Don't forget we have a giveaway going on right now. If you check out our 40 facts on the Death Corps of Krieg, we are giving away a Imperial Guard starter set. So jump on over there, comment, get a chance to win. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. This is Gershwin with OneMindSyndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.